Hi, welcome to day 3 of the 21-day yoga challenge with Living Your Yoga. Let's begin. If you are happy to come onto your knees, you might like to have either the toes turned under for a bit of a toe stretch, or you can come to sit on the top of your feet. If this is quite uncomfortable for you and it gives too much pressure on the knees, what can be quite nice is popping a blanket or a pillow on top of the calves. You get a little bit more elevation, less pressure. It takes any discomfort out of the knees and you can still get a really nice long spine. Other than that, if sitting on your knees isn't for you, then by all means come to sitting on a chair or just sit on the floor with legs out in front or legs crossed. Let's begin just by softening the shoulders, feeling the length of the spine from the tail to the crown of the head. And then just having a sense of how the jaw feels, maybe feeling where the tongue is resting inside of the mouth. And either close the eyes or just let the eyes drop towards the ground, just sort of in the direction really as though you're looking towards the tip of the nose. And a little bit like yesterday, when you take an inhalation, you may notice that cool air enters through the nostrils. And as you breathe out and take your exhalation, the air is slightly warmer as it leaves the nostrils. And just do this for a couple of breaths. So this is a really nice way just to get a little bit more sort of intimate with your breath, really, and start to notice your rhythm of your breath, or if it's something you've never really worked with before or thought about, it's a really nice way in. And if when you start observing the breath, if you're someone that feels a little bit anxious through breath observation, I'd recommend just feeling more of the physical body, just noticing sort of a sense of expansion and contraction as the breath moves into the space, as it opens, and as the breath leaves the space, as the body returns back after exhalation. And that can be quite a gentle way in as well to breath observation. So you may have already now spent a few moments just observing that cool air enter the nostrils and the slightly warmer air leave the nostrils. Notice that the jaw is maybe a little bit more relaxed as you bring your attention to feeling its stillness and the quietness. And then just gently start to turn the head from right to left, just to check in with the neck. If you've slept in any funny position or have any pre-existing neck issues, this is quite a nice way just to observe how it is today, or even just notice where your limits are as in turning the head from side to side, so that we're ready for our first movement practice. If the neck is comfortable, then you can keep turning the head from side to side, coordinating with the next practice. If it's not, just keep the gaze looking ahead. So we're going to take the arms out to the side. And what I'd like to invite you to do is have one palm facing up. Let's say the right palm faces up. And just turn the left arm. So it almost sort of feels like you're having your arm twisted slightly, but do it gently. Let the elbow bend. And so the palm face is still up, but the other way. And just turn your head to face to the right hand. And then you're going to scoop the right hand down and back as you bring the left arm up and turn to look to the left palm. So you're just letting the head move with this quite slow, coordinated movement. And just breathe freely for now. We can always choose to start coordinating breath later, but just get into the rhythm of the movement first, get familiar. So what you should hopefully feel is a little bit of rotation through the shoulders, around through the elbows, the wrist and the neck. So we're just gently waking up these joints, breathing freely as we do so. And you're just trying to keep the head on that sort of level plane. So as you turn the head, you just keep the eyes at eye level as you turn the head from left to right. So the chin doesn't need to go up or down. The spine stays long, the neck stays long. And if you want to start coordinating a little bit of breathing with this, then you might inhale to bring the head to the center and exhale to look over the shoulder. Inhaling, bringing the head to the center, and exhaling to look over the shoulder. And we'll just do one more round to each side. If at any point it gets a bit too uncomfortable for you, it's too much, just relax the arms and take a moment of pause and just be with your breath. So after this round, we're just going to release the arms, turn the head to face forward. Notice how that feels. Maybe you fancy a little shoulder roll here. Hopefully the shoulders and the neck feel a little bit more awake. And then we're going to make our way into an all fours position. So we're going to scoop through a little practice that we've worked through for the past couple of days. Hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread, knees are hip width apart. We're going to come straight into our cow pose, lifting the tail, lengthening the torso, look down the tip of the nose, and exhale, tuck the tail under, drawing the navel to the spine, push into the hands and tuck the chin. And just do this with ease. If you're practicing this first thing in the morning, then we're just going to gently wake the spine. Coordinate the breath with the movement. Inhaling as we lengthen the front of the body, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze slightly, and exhaling, tucking the tail under, navel to spine, push into the hands, tuck the chin. Feel the inhalation connect with the cow pose. The exhalation connect with your cat pose. And if you're doing this later in the day and you've had quite a busy day or lots going on, or even have done some physical activity, you can still move to this pace just to bring yourself into the present, try and find that centering. You don't have to rush around. Okay, so we're going to just do one more cow pose. Just going to move my knees back a little bit. And then from your cat pose, let's ease back into child. So we've got two ways of working here to come back up. You can keep the arms straight as you inhale to come into your cow. Exhaling through cat, come back into child. Or if you're feeling like you want a little bit more work, a little bit more energy, pull yourself along, scoop up and come up into your cow. Exhale through cat and go back into child. So I'm going to do my little scoop this morning. We've got one full round of breath with these 4 components of movement. So you inhale as you scoop and come into your cow. And you exhale from cat to ease all the way back into child. One full round of breath. And we'll do one more like this. You can either stay here in child if you're still a bit sleepy, or you can come back up into your cow, turn your toes under, and ease into a downward dog. So again, you might like to pedal the heels. You might like to sway the hips from side to side, lengthening the sides of the body. I mean, pedaling the heels is quite comfortable. For people that have got really tight hamstrings, a lot of people spend quite a lot of time sort of doing this. And I would recommend really just swaying the hips a little bit from side to side and start working with something else as well. So downward dog isn't about necessarily stretching hamstrings. It's more about lengthening and stretching into the spine. So I'd kind of recommend working with that instead. Inhaling into your cow, exhaling through cat. Let's come back into child again. And then maybe scoop up into your cow pose. Turn the toes under. Let's come back into our dog. Pressing the heels down if that's comfortable for you. Directing the tail down, gazing between the knees. Pull the hands apart. Imagine you're stretching the mat by pulling the hands apart, so you're not kind of hanging in the shoulder joints. You're really working the muscles in the arms to support you there. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel length through the neck. And then let's bring the knees down again. Inhale into your cow. Exhale through cat. Come back into child. We're going to do one more. Either rest in child or join me again in one more downward dog. Turn the toes under and come back into your dog. Let's take a nice extension through the right leg. If downward dog isn't for you this morning, you can do this next posture in all fours. I think we did it a couple of days ago. Raise the right leg, either at hip height if you're in all fours, or lift it as high as is comfortable in your downward dog, and really point through the feet. Let the feet be alive in this as well. Exhale to lower the leg down, and then inhale, raise the left leg, and exhale, Lower the left leg down. Let's bring the knees back down onto the ground. Stay in all fours and extend the right leg behind you. So you press into the outside edge of the right foot along the little toe and see if you can feel that you can lift the arch of that right foot and reach the right hand to the sky. If you feel a bit wobbly, look down to the left thumb, or you can look to the side or look up to the right thumb in the sky. But see if you can feel a sense of length from the crown to the tail. So try not to sort of hang forward. Find that length and openness, breathing in, breathing out here. And if this is quite a regular posture for you, you might like to lift the leg to hip height, point through the toes or press through the heel, whatever feels best for you. You can gently tone the core here, maybe engage that right glute for some extra stability. And then on your next exhalation, let's lower the hand and the knee at the same time. And we'll do the same on the other side. So you can extend the left leg, press into the outside edge of the left foot, lift the arch, reach the left hand to the sky. And again, find a spot to gaze, either the thumb on the floor to the side or the thumb in the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. And if it felt comfortable for you to lift the leg to hip height, then you can do so. But again, keep the foot alive, either pointing through the toes or pressing through the heel. Often if the foot isn't active, it kind of becomes a bit heavy and it can be quite destabilizing. Engage the left glute and the core if that's for you. And then slowly exhale. Let's bring the hand and the knee back down to the ground. From here, let's turn the toes under, walk the hands towards the knees, and we're just going to uncurl to come all the way up to standing. And we're going to visit the movement that we did yesterday, our half sun salutations. So make sure the feet are about hip width apart, lift and spread the toes and work towards bringing one toe down at a time. Feel the space between the toes. Push the feet into the ground and lengthen through the crown of the head. Let's take a breath in, reach the arms up to the sky, and exhale, stroke the air, plant the hands on the ground. You can bend the knees and let go of the head. So again, we want to feel the length through the neck, through the whole of the spine. Inhale, look up and lengthen in your half forward fold. That might be grabbing on your ankles or your knees or hands to ground. And exhale in your forward fold. Inhale, push the feet into the ground, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the arms back down by the side. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling, reach the arms up. And exhale, stroke the air. Be with the breath as you plant the hands. Let go of the head. Inhale when you're ready. Look up to lengthen in your half forward fold, long spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way back up to the sky. And exhale, come back. We're going to do 1 more of these. Inhaling as we reach up. And exhaling, stroke the air. Hands to ground or hold onto your legs so they're not limp and floppy. They're engaged in the practice. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale to fold. And then inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, come back. Okay, from here, we're going to work with a little bit of a moving Trikonasana. So if you step your right leg back, keep the left foot pointing forward and have the right foot just turned out slightly at an angle that's comfortable for your hip, and see if you can really feel that connection of the feet into the ground. Nice, strong legs. I like to imagine that I'm standing on a sheet of ice and I'm sort of pulling my feet together every time I breathe in, and it can feel like you're engaging the legs as well in the practice. And then reach the left arm up to the sky and just have the right arm out to the side for now. Take a breath in as you push the feet into the ground, reach the left hand up, and then exhale, micro bend that left knee, bring the hand onto the shin and look down to the big toe. And then we're going to breathe in, come all the way up, turn the head to face forward, and then exhale. Come back, hand on the leg, look down to big toe. So we're doing quite a bit of work with head and shoulders this morning, neck and shoulders. Inhale as we come up and exhale as we windmill down. We're going to do 2 more movements like this. Inhaling as we reach up And exhale as we windmill down. You can put a little micro bend in the knee if that helps. Inhaling when you're ready, coming up. This time, as we exhale and bring the hand onto the shin, you're going to breathe in, bring the right arm up and over and turn to face the palm in the sky. And exhale, send it back, look down to big toe. Same again. Inhale, bring that right arm up and over, look to palm. Exhale, send it back and look to the big toe. Inhaling when you're ready. As always, move to the rhythm of your breath. If I'm going too fast or too slow, then go to your own pace, but definitely don't race this. Really feel the breath expand as you have this openness around the torso when the arm lifts, and exhaling. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale, arm up and over, and exhale, send it back. From here, we're going to breathe in and come into what I'll be calling first position, arms wide, toes pointing forward. And then you can exhale and turn the right foot to the back of the mat now. Reach the right arm up, just have that left arm out to the side so you're conscious of where it is, reaching into the fingertips, breathing in, engage the legs, and exhale, windmill. Look down to that right big toe, right hand on shin. Micro bend if that's more comfortable in the knee. Inhale as you come all the way up. So you're turning your gaze, exhale, down to big toe each time. Inhaling when you're ready, coming all the way up again. And exhaling, taking it down to big toe. 2 more like this. Breathing in, gather the breath, reach up. And exhaling, take it down. Last time, 1 more. Inhaling, reaching up. And as you exhale, we're going to come down again, hold on to the shin, look down to big toe. Inhale, this time swim the left arm up and over, look to palm. Exhale, send it back, turn the head, look to big toe. And again, inhale, arm up and over. And exhale, send it back to big toe. You might notice the difference from one side to the other as you do this now. Inhale, arm up and over. Exhale, send it back, look to big toe. 2 more. Inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, send it back. 1 more time. Inhaling, up and over, and exhaling, send it back. Inhale, come all the way up into first position, and exhale, step to the front of the mat. Super. Let's come to the back of the mat for a moment. Just want to go through a little transition to make your way back down to the ground. It's quite nice. So have the feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward, and you just literally let the hands run down your legs. Walk the hands forward like a cat, and then bring the knees onto the ground. And come back just to sitting on the knees for a moment with long spine. And you can either gaze ahead of you or let the gaze drop to the floor or close the eyes. Again, if you're more comfortable, you might put your blanket or your pillow on your calves, give you a little bit of elevation. And just either close the eyes again or let the gaze rest to the tip of the nose as you inhale, breathing in, noticing the cool air enter the nostrils, and exhaling, noticing slightly warmer air leave the nostrils. So I find this practice easier if I really rest my awareness on the tip of the nose, and it helps me really tune in to that subtle shift in temperature. Inhaling cool air and exhaling warm air. And breathe again like this. And just while you're sat in stillness with the breath, just take a moment to notice how your body's feeling, the physical body, without any judgment or narrative, just a quick check-in. And then notice how your energy is feeling this morning after that little bit of movement. And then just observe where your mind is at, any thoughts or feelings. And we're just doing this just to have a real sense of how we feel after our practice this morning. And also to kind of observe our mind and notice if we start judging or bringing narratives in, or if we're able just to respond to our questions and just accept where we are today. I hope you have a really nice day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.